Welcome to the OC Bitches.
Welcome to the OC, all you bitches.
Season 3, episode 19, The Secrets and the Lies.
The Secrets and the Lies. There was a movie about it. There's like, I always try to figure out what the title means. There are a lot of secrets and lies going on here?
Are there?
I feel like the next episode has even more lies, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So we have a lovely guest with us today. In season 3 and 4, we had a different costume designer, and her name is Robin Lewis West. She's also known for shows like The Gilmore Girls, Chuck, and Bones. You just wrapped SEAL Team and, of course, the OC. Please welcome Robin West.
Hello,
How are you?
Good.
Hi,
Nice to see you gals again. It's been so long.
I know.
You look exactly the same. It's not fair.
Oh my gosh. Well, you do too. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
I know.
And then, we saw each other on Chuck.
That's
you were
right.
saying.
Both you guys were on Chuck.
That's right. I was Lou.
That's right, Lou.
You were Lou.
I was a
and
deli.
full Chuck.
That was my
That's
Russian.
right.
I remembered it.
Wow, that's
Wow.
impressive.
It was Russian. So I was Sasha Banachek.
That is impressive.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I- But that was actually, I remember that. I just got a haircut yesterday, and I always cut my bangs. And I said, please don't cut my bangs too short. Because this one time when I was on a show called Chuck, they cut my bangs too
Way up.
short when they were wet, and they ended up here. So my bangs are really short on that episode. Just a little trivia for you
How
there.
funny. I have to
How
watch
funny.
the episode now.
Uh,
Yeah.
Anyway, it's funny.
Well, first, a warning. There will be some spoilers, I think, as we talk to Robin.
Yeah, because
for
I
future
think we want to
episodes.
be able to talk about some of your iconic
Looks, moments.
looks and moments, and
yeah.
because you took us all the way through to
The
the
end.
end
To
of
the
the
end.
show.
Yeah.
I
That's
just
right.
want to, we're not very good with warnings and spoilers.
So
Or letting-
spoilers,
letting
probably.
people know.
Yes,
coming.
I'll try not to, but I can't remember which episode. It wasn't the episode where I was zipping up your dress, right? That was a different prom episode.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
prom
that's
hasn't
coming
That
up.
was
happened
my
yet.
favorite moment on the OC.
Really?
Yes, it was because I was zipping up Rachel into one of her dresses to try on for prom, and I'm zipping and I kind of tugging, and I became distracted. I was looking down at your phone. You had like a nice shiny new phone or something, and I looked back and you turned around and I was zipping up your G-string. Do you remember that? And I
That
went,
does
oh my God, you
sound
went, oh my God. I was pulling out thinking, why isn't this zip?
Oh, my
Distracted by something shiny.
God.
Anyway,
Pulling up my
favorite
G-string.
moment. It's one of my
That's
favorite moments ever.
hilarious.
I'm glad you forgot it, kind of.
Kind of. But you know what? I am definitely not a modest person, so I was
No, it was-
probably laughing.
I'm glad it
and
was
didn't
you.
Care.
I'm glad it was
yeah,
you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. No problem. Zip up my G-string any day. No problem.
A little flossing going on there, yeah. Well, I remember you coming in and having such a bright, effervescent, just exactly
your
the
energy,
way you are today.
Everything was great.
Well, it was fun, though, too. It was fun, that show. Lots of fashion, lots of clothes, it was really fun.
So how did you become a costume designer?
Well, I went to school to do design, but I started in regular fashion design. And I had a shop in Silver Lake, and I started doing pattern making and stuff for other people for their shows. And that's kind of how I got sucked in.
really?
Bad, scary movies, Reanimator, things like that back at the beginning.
How fun.
And then getting into, and what's the biggest difference between being an actual designer and then being a costume designer on a show? You're not doing every once in a while you get to actually make a
Right,
piece,
right.
but for the most part you have to actually shop, right?
Well, yeah, because a lot of TV is more shopping. And usually you have shoppers and you put everything together and you do fittings, return things, make some things, make lots of adjustments. But in fashion design, you're always just doing the next line, the next thing going forward, the next clothing. It's different. Costume design, I think, is much more fun.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah?
Well, yeah, it's just making characters and each individual people. I think it's more fun.
Well, how did the OC come about?
Tom
For you.
Fichter.
Oh.
Tom Fichter was the one that recommended me for it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I don't think he's the only one I knew on the show at the time, I think. Production designer Tom.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
went on an interview and didn't get it. And the next year I came back for an interview again and got it. But I came the second time. I said, okay, this is the last time I'm interviewing for this job. And at least Josh Schwartz laughed. So maybe that was.
That's
really?
probably what did it. Because
That might have been
apparently,
what did.
yeah, you make him laugh and he gives you the job.
You know what? I just had a memory as you were talking about making things. Do you remember in season 4 when Julie goes out dancing and you made a dress for
Yes,
me?
that's right.
A black dress.
That's
I have
right.
it.
You still
I
have
do.
that dress.
She has
And now
so-
he fought that tailor
He
that
fought-
made such beautiful things.
Because
Now she does Dancing with the Stars.
Really?
Oh, okay. Because remember, I was so enamored with this dress. I thought it was so well made, and it was just fit my
Yeah,
body.
She's so good. I'm glad you still have that dress and still wear it.
Well, I haven't worn it recently
Yeah,
because
but
I
still.
did. It did have a little rip in it, so I should get it fixed.
Yeah.
But there was something that was, I don't know. I kept it.
Oh.
Keepsake. You also at the
Oh, no.
end, I remember you gave me.
This scares me.
Oh, sorry. So you gave me some iconic. people wonder if we get to keep our wardrobe,
Right.
and Warner Brothers is very
Right.
strict. They do not do that, but they will allow you to keep to take a few key pieces.
Mhm.
And you gave me these beautiful like lambskin like leather jackets,
Wow.
and there was a few things I walked away with that were really
I
nice.
still don't understand how I walked away with nothing.
Well, also remember on that show, it was a time when they actually gave us lots of stuff too. So lots of it wasn't stuff that Warner Brothers bought, because that was the last show I remember that they really sent you lots of stuff like lamb. Different lines would send us stuff,
Yep.
even some
I have
designer
lamb.
purses. Remember?
I have lamb purse in the purse I have right here. Oh, is
Still from then.
I have a lamb, and I have I'm not going to remember the name of it that's out there, but I got it from
Dooney
the
and
show.
Burke.
Or maybe Nicole got it for me. But yeah,
Maybe.
because people always wonder if all of those Chanel bags and such
They all went
were-
back.
They all went
They all
back,
went
but they were
Real.
real.
They were real. We
Yeah.
borrowed them. We had them in that locked room, that little gold locked
Oh,
room.
did you?
Yeah,
Ooh, what a fun room.
Did you ever have any theft?
Yes, one
Oh.
fancy purse got stolen. In fact, I saw you carrying. No, I'm just kidding. And then I think one YSL or Deers, one fancy purse got stolen. We could never figure out what happened to it because we hadn't used it. It was
Really?
out of the room, or so. Yeah, only one purse disappeared though, but that was pretty good.
But
Yeah.
it's not normal to have the real thing on shows nowadays, is it? Or in that
I think it
respect?
depends on the show.
Okay.
I think it depends on the show. Like I think some shows with a star or somebody in it, they still probably get to borrow real ones.
Because
Borrowed them mostly.
I feel like at some point I
or
think we-
purchased.
Yeah. We talked about this on Fox. I think Fox kind of didn't want any of the bags that had the actual
Logos.
Logos.
emblems and logos. I think they were
But there was a time where Misha was like endorsing a company and she would
Like
have
Chanel.
to carry like
Hmm.
I remember the first year was like Dooney and Burke or something.
yeah.
I don't remember anybody endorsing anything, but I remember logos were a little smaller than anyway. Right? There's
Ah.
little tiny logos at the top more. It wasn't like Balenciaga written across the entire world.
Right.
They seemed to be smaller. But I don't remember that we had to cover them up or anything.
No, I don't either.
I don't know. Do you have any I looked at your website last night and you still have some photos of Rachel and I
Yeah,
in the
Aw.
finale.
definitely.
Or me, Rachel and me, sorry.
Yeah.
Correct
Rachel and I,
English.
isn't it?
It's me.
I never
It
Me and
remember.
is?
Rachel. Yeah. Me and Rachel.
When did that become correct?
Well, if I say
Uh.
you have pictures of me, I don't say you have pictures of I say you have pictures of me and Rachel.
oh, I see what
Sorry.
you're saying.
I'm not sure. I have to go back
But-
to high school.
but
junior
yeah.
high.
It was like in at Julie's wedding and when the
Oh,
pregnant
right,
and you
right.
had some of those
Oh,
photos
that's
up.
right. And also your dress too, or is that another secret nobody's supposed to know? Your
What?
wedding dress too, right?
Yeah.
These are spoilers. That's okay.
Your white
Well-
wedding dress too. We made that for sure.
We made it.
Yeah.
I do remember, and I've said
Yeah.
this, that
Had a bow
I
right here. Was kind of
wanted that dress to look nothing like what I would actually want to wear.
right. Right.
Just because
In real life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was so cold that day, which is too bad. It was freezing that day. Do you remember?
Oh, I want to know this.
We were in
movie.
Pasadena.
Yeah, it was somewhere really cold. Everybody had their shawls and stuff. It was so. It was just been. If it had been a beautiful hot day, it was kind of like freezing. Everybody sort of wrapped up in their shawls.
I think I had Uggs on under my dress.
Of course.
Probably.
Yeah. If you have any favorite moment that we
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
talked about, a favorite or least
Costume
favorite,
or least fit. Yeah.
anything that kind of pops into your head, or was it all just wonderful and joyful?
It was all fun. It was all fun. It was. Everybody's fittings were different, though. Your fittings, we realized, you tried on everything. We picked the jewelry. They were good to go. The girls were trying things, alter them a little bit, some vintage dresses, and pick out jewelry and put them in. There was a few choices for that day. Yours, though, we did everything that day. And
I
it
would
took
do
a while,
like
but it was
massive
done.
long things
Right.
that would be
Right.
good for a couple episodes.
Yeah, which is fine. Depends on the person. Either way is
Sometimes
fine.
the boys were in and out in 30 minutes, like boom,
right.
right?
Right.
Were they?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
were fast. The boys were always fast. The boys were always fast.
But you would always like do a long fitting so you'd have things.
to save up some
Yeah.
things too. Because on that show, it's a lot of the same things. Some shows it changes enough you can't do that. On this show, you're always at school or you're always, there's certain similar things all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Right.
I love purchasing a product that actually does what it says it will do. But some products are just worth not going for the cheap alternative. If you ever get nauseous, you know you'll do whatever it takes to feel normal again. And I don't mean using pills that make you drowsy or cheap sweatbands that just press on your wrist. When it comes to relieving nausea, our next partner is the real deal.
You've got to check out Relief Band. They are the #1 FDA-cleared anti-nausea wristband that has been clinically proven to quickly relieve and effectively prevent nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. Whether you need everyday nausea relief or just an occasional cure from nausea, their patented technology makes feeling sick a thing of the past. I get so sick now. My daughter got a trampoline for her birthday. I cannot go on it. I will get motion sick. With Relief Band, I was able to go on the trampoline and it cured my motion sickness after.
So forget the days of nausea pills that make you groggy and exhausted. Relief Band is legitimately a band you wear on your wrist to give you relief from nausea. And you can change the intensity depending on how you're feeling to make it stronger or weaker. I can tell you firsthand that Relief Band actually works, and I have been a victim of car sickness. CG, my daughter, totally gets car sickness. And we are planning a road trip soon. We're going up north, Big Sur, that whole thing.
Ooh.
And I will definitely be taking the Relief Band with me.
So if you want the band that actually works at relieving your nausea, check out Relief Band. Right now, we've got an exclusive offer just for Welcome to the OC Bitches listeners. If you go to reliefband.com and use promo code OC, you'll receive 20% off plus free shipping and a no questions asked 30-day money-back guarantee.
So head to reliefband.com and use our promo code OC for 20% off plus free shipping. With Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds, anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. You can learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay, improve your vocal skills from Mariah Carey, or learn the art of negotiation from Chris Voss. With over 180 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think.
Masterclass is accessible on your phone, web, or smart TV, offering classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class instructors at the top of their fields. Each class is broken out into individual video lessons, usually around 10 minutes long. Members can explore at their own pace, and each class is supported by downloadable materials, class guides, recipes, or more. You can find all available classes at masterclass.com. I have to tell you, I really want to check out John Douglas's class about how to think like a profiler. I love true crime. Like, I swear, I think like in a past life, I was a super homicide detective or something. And I cannot wait to check out his class.
I'm very, very excited about John Douglas's class too, because I read his book. It came out in 1995, the Mindhunter book, and it's still one of my favorite books. I'm also interested in taking classes from Gordon Ramsay because I've read his books. I've watched all of his shows, and I think it's time that he teaches me how to, sharpen my skills. He also makes this incredible sticky toffee pudding that I want to learn how to make.
Ooh.
So I hope that's part of it.
Masterclass offers hundreds of video lessons from 180 plus of today's most brilliant minds and are available anytime, anywhere on iOS, Android, desktop, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. I highly recommend you check it out. This holiday, give one annual membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/OC today. That's masterclass.com/OC. Terms apply. The synopsis of the episode today is Julie and Dr. Roberts return from their cruise, and surprise, they're engaged. Marissa starts to spiral and seeks solace with Volchuk, which causes a rift between her and Summer. Meanwhile, Kirsten surprises Seth with a night out to an AA meeting. And Sandy's woes with Matt continue when Henry Griffin continues to insist that Sandy fire Matt from Newport Group for dating his daughter, and Ryan moves on from Marissa and grows closer to Sadie. Directed by Mike Fresco. Written by Stephanie Savage. Original air date March 30th, 2006.
Here we go. So the opening, do you remember? So you know how they do like last week in the OC, and it shows or previously on the OC, but they repeated that Volchek Marissa's hot scene. And it starts with this music, The Faster Kill Pussycat by Paul Oakenfold and Brittany Murphy singing.
Brittany Murphy?
Yeah, she was singing that, and she was singing that song, and it goes into the bait shop. And remember Brittany? I mean, obviously, she gave us the award. Do you remember the Teen Choice Awards? Do you remember?
She gave us
that you award? And I got to accept the award that one time, and she and Sean Hayes did the honors and announced the winners. Or
really?
Yeah.
This is the winner, Choice TV drama, The OC. This is awesome! Wow! Thank you so much. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Oh wow. No, I mean, I'm sure if I saw it, it would trigger my memory. Yeah. She had a really beautiful voice.
She did. And I was surprised to see that it was her singing. So I looked at the video, and it's a whole video. So
oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, they're having a pretty rockin' hot party because that energy of coming from the Volchek, Marissa. They're in it deep in their sexual experience right now, and straight to the bait shop, right? For a hot, sweaty teen party, as Seth calls it.
A hot, sweaty teen party.
Yeah.
And Summer's reading body language. And we bring up Star Magazine once again. It's so funny how often the show dates things.
Yeah.
Like Star Magazine and Us Weekly, like stars, they're just like us.
But it was so interesting because she says, see the body language, see the open palm, see how he's attracted to her, or, reading this body language. And I had this moment where I went, ding. I did the first episode of CSI I ever did was a dominatrix where she's doing the same thing. She's looking at this picture of a couple and she's reading them. She says, see how she's doing this. And she's explaining what's wrong with the couple. The couple was Kelly Rowan.
What?
And so she was the other guest star in the show. I didn't know her at the time.
And you didn't meet or anything?
Wow.
But I remember
Oh
I
my
was
God,
like,
that's
oh,
so funny.
yeah. Anyway.
Does Kelly know that story?
I think she knows the episode, so she knows. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that I was like, oh, so, but then Summer's talking about the fact that she's, that Marissa's taking it so hard. She hasn't seen her, and talking to Seth. Oh, this is also in the same time that Ryan and Sadie they take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because they're clearly into each other too. It's a very sexually charged opening. But when she sees Marissa
With Volchuk.
and she instantly goes, ew.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and what does he say?
He was like, ew, or
He's-
like,
or
or
did he say,
saying,
what's the
touch
body
my.
language saying? And she goes, ew.
He's like, ew, or touch my pooper.
And I went, was that in the script?
Oh, no.
That's got to be an Adam Brody
That's
thing.
a Brody-ism.
Because at one point I thought, I wonder who edited this, because that sounds like something Matt Ramsey would leave in. We've gotten to know our editors and who did what on the episode.
Yeah, no,
So
and that was
Norman
definitely
Buckley was
yeah.
Norman, right?
it was
Yeah.
Norman and Matt, and
Matt.
this Susan Goffrey, I think, had the credit on this, but that was very much.
Yep, that was a Brodyism.
Have you heard? Did he say "touch my pooper"?
Yep.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's what he said. Ew, or touch
He
my
would say it
pooper.
more than that in the time that you knew him.
Ew.
no.
That can be taken many ways. Okay, so so the whole Marissa and Volchuk thing. Do you remember do you remember dressing Volchuk and
Yeah,
Cam?
He was nice, kind of quiet, but very nice.
Quiet. Yeah.
Remember the night they shot the scene of them doing drugs on the beach? A friend of mine from Seattle was down here with her daughter. The night they came by, and she's looking at them, and I was like, you know what? It's just TV. She's I don't know what she's doing, but it's never going to happen again. I'm making excuses for what's happening because she had her young daughter with her then.
Oh no!
Remember they were on the beach in
Yeah,
Redondo or somewhere
yeah,
doing
yeah.
I don't know what drugs, something.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's kind of it. That's
That's
at
the end of this episode, isn't it?
Well, they tried to do it a couple times, but he
Oof.
offers it to her. But the next morning, hanging out they're playing trailer. They're clearly playing trailer, and Summer, of course, is banging on the door
Mhm.
that has never been locked before, but all of a sudden is locked.
Well, she's got Volchuk in there.
Yeah, and so he takes off, and
He doesn't
what does she
take
say?
off.
Well, he takes off to the back room, which of course Summer never notices, right?
Right. Of course not.
And how very Kate Moss pre-Vanity Fair cover.
Yeah.
And of course, we all remember that. And I had to look it up. And sure enough, the cover says, "Will she ever come back?" or something. What
Oh
did
my
it say?
gosh.
It
Really?
says, "Can she come back?" In 2005, it was her cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Yeah, it was harsh.
And I also laughed that Volchek shotguns Marissa.
I was like, "What's that called again?" What is it called? He's like, I was
I got
like,
you. I got
my
you,
note
Mindy.
was like, Rachel will know.
Shotgun. Yeah. Yes, of
But
course.
I was watching this episode. Normally, for some reason, I was watching this episode doing one of my chair workouts because I'm recovering from an ankle thing, and I was like, all of a sudden, just like laughing out loud or going yes or shouting at the episode. It just seemed to have a lot more energy, and than the last few episodes. I feel like we've been a little bit, or maybe that was just me, but I think there's some like good stuff going on in this. Just the visuals and what Marissa's doing, and
Yeah.
A lot happens in this episode.
A lot does happen
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
episode.
See, when I watch, though, I see different things because I watch looking at the wardrobe and I look at like,
Right.
wow, I love the embroidered pockets on all those jeans, slightly flared.
oh my gosh,
I know.
was that Diesel that did that?
It was, no, it was more like,
Hudson or
yeah, Hudson was one of them. But I had one that had Buddhas, embroidered Buddhas on the pocket. I love those
Like
embroidery
what
pockets.
Sadie was wearing. Those,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. Sadie wears, and they're slightly flared. Misha had some too. They were cords, I think.
Mhm.
There's also, well, maybe it's the next episode, but there's the slip dress over the jeans.
Oh yeah,
Yes, that's
Very
the next episode.
like,
Yeah,
it's the
Mhm.
next episode. But anyway, it's still
kind of
you know,
pre-anthropology or beginning of anthropology world of
yeah,
all of
Coachella, slight Coachella
chic.
feel. Yeah.
right.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
still have like a Free People skirt. Free People was
Free People, I think was around. I don't think they have their own stores yet, but I think they were
like
then.
in Urban Outfitters or something. Remember
Yeah,
how
yeah.
they started in Urban?
That's the
Mhm.
Urban Outfitters wife, the
Ooh.
owner of Urban
Oh.
Outfitters' wife's store.
Is Free People?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know
Wow.
that.
That's her passion. That's her baby.
Wow.
That's why it started
Interesting.
in Urban.
Yeah.
How'd you know that? That's
Wow.
a good little
I,
fact trivia.
yeah, I don't know. I was
I
on the
never knew
website
that.
during the pandemic reading about us. On
I also always noticed Sandy's neckties. Those nice, thick, big, serious neckties. he had.
right? Well, okay, so that takes us to the Cohen kitchen.
Mhm.
This is the cutest I've ever seen Ryan, where he
Yeah.
comes in and he goes, "Hey, man," and he's all smiley, and he says, "I love that bait shop. We should go back to that bait shop," as if
He's
he's
all
never
like,
been there.
Pep in his step.
It's
Yeah.
very cute, and he did it really
in
well.
love. It's very cute. And then he's going to go see Sadie for a few minutes before school. I always bring up that they have so much time before school.
Right?
I'm always like, how is like
what
a day?
time does school
yeah.
start in Orange County?
School starts at
11?
3 o'clock. yeah.
Well, but in the meantime, poor little Sandy is kind of sad, and Kirsten
his
comes in.
drama,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's got some drama going on,
Yeah.
but both Seth and Sandy seem to be kind of a little sad, I guess, or he's just always a little bit.
Well, there was all that stuff going on at work, right? With the guy who he thought, was it the boss? Was it the guy, Matt? Was that his name? Matt?
Yeah. Summer and Seth, they're at school, and Summer, she's like, "Are you going to tell Ryan about Marissa and Volchek?" And they're playing Pac-Man, which is so cute. But it's like, do you really need Ryan for this? Does he really need to know? Is my question. But Summer is like, "Oh no, he needs to know because he's the only one that can save her." Like
He saves everyone. He even saves girls that he doesn't have relationships with, aka Jess, which is very odd. Ryan likes to just save everyone.
But how funny is it when Summer's like, I don't see what she sees in him. And he goes, "I do. Abs." And I'm like, "Yeah, abs.
Yeah.
And bad guys."
And then Seth's like, I have abs. And I'm like, oh, those are ribs.
It's very cute.
They're funny.
That's
yes.
funny.
They are
So-
funny. Okay, so when do we get the call from you? That's next, right?
Oh, sorry. So when they were, when Summer goes into the trailer and
Oh,
you
that's
both
when
get
it
the
happens.
phone call,
Yeah,
and
from our
Julie
parents.
goes, "Hola, Marissa, es tu madre." Now, this is interesting because Julie's costumes in this, I realize now, I'm like, I personally find pastels aren't my color for me, but she's doing the whole Cabo thing, I think, or I was like, I'd learned to dress.
Resorty kind of.
Yeah, we learned to kind of dress like the character, and Julie kind of takes it over, takes it up, to the highest level with a flower in her hair and trying to speak Spanglish.
Oh, God.
She's
Which,
kind of
yeah.
cringy.
Which reminds me of, I know it's a little down the line, but you talking to the housekeeper.
She's like, I'm from the Philippines. After she tries
full
to speak,
blown
she's
Spanish.
like, "Vámonos, like let's go, move along."
And she's
Yeah.
like, I'm from the Philippines.
Julie definitely
Oh,
can't.
Julie.
She still has that noopsy in her,
Mm.
which although, when Kirsten comes to help move her out of
Yeah.
the trailer,
Yeah.
which is a funny, I guess.
gosh.
I do remember that. Was that the G-string over on the top of your
that was
jeans?
that was last.
Oh.
That was at the beginning of the season.
I was very impressed to see that on camera.
Do you remember I brought that from home?
Were they red or pink or something?
I think they
brought
were
them
pink
from
or
home.
something.
But pants were so low you could easily see them though. Remember
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then your pants,
Pants were
were
so
like
low.
3-inch zippers.
I don't ever want those to return. It's awful.
But when Julie is leaving and Kirsten's like, "So you're really getting married? Are you sure you're not jumping the gun?" And he does have an estate, and she's like, "No, Neil has mellowed me, and I'm no longer the manipulative bitch, I'm not a schemer. And some people are going to be disappointed." And I'm like, who's going to be disappointed? But you really can never take that little schemer manipulator out of Julie. She'll always be there.
Yeah, you sure will.
And then I think this is the last time we see Gus. He's actually like relieving himself
Oh,
outside
yeah.
of the trailer.
Oh man, Gus the spinoff.
So I guess that's the last time we ever see that trailer.
It is?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess you're moving
we
into
move
my
out.
house. That's right. You move.
It would
yeah,
be,
you move out.
yeah.
Now I forget, which husband is this for you? Was he 2 or 3?
So this would be the third.
Summer's like Julie Cooper, Nicole Cooper, Roberts.
That's right.
That's
Cooper.
the first time we see this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get that phone call, and then they're going to have this little champagne dinner
Yeah,
thing.
celebration.
And
And when they do, Marissa downs the champagne.
well, okay, so he says, but Julie goes, this is my question. Does Julie not understand that Marissa has a drinking problem? Because she says, let's have some champagne. And it's just, it's a toast. It's not, it's not that big of a deal. Right. And she goes, oh, okay. But Marissa actually showed up for it. She's got her issues going on with Ryan and the breakup and Volchek and everything. But then when Neil says, how often do you get engaged? Rachel, Summer says, you got engaged? And Marissa says, you got engaged. And it's just an excuse for her to now be even more pissed off and go down into her world of whatever it is. And when she offers that champagne, Julie, because she's self-centered, assumes it's about her. But she doesn't even know what's going on with her daughter. And yeah, she downs it, takes off and says, and Julie tries to pull that, where are you going, young lady? Because Volchek called. And she says, I wouldn't want to ruin your golden ticket.
Yeah, I don't want to screw up your golden ticket.
So, and at this point, Summer sees her for the second time with Volchek, and Marissa sees that she sees her.
Yeah.
I know. So,
I know.
You're right.
It's weird. Yeah. Because it's like the elephant in the room. Like they don't
Right.
talk about it.
So when she does finally see her again at school
They fight.
and they have that fight.
They really fight like I would have fought with my friends in high school.
Right.
Like just like bitching back and forth and heavy metal vomit parties where you listen to heavy metal and vomit. Like,
Well,
maybe not like that, but just the way they're fighting and what they're fighting over reminded me of high school.
Totally. I mean, it's like
We never see them fight. Summer and Marissa.
we've never seen them fight.
Ever.
And when she comes out and she sees her, wasted on her, or not wasted, I guess. She's like, are you getting drunk? And Marissa, here's the thing. Marissa has become completely apathetic. Apathy, when you don't care about anything, there's no joy in life, you don't care what anybody thinks, is a very dangerous thing to go into. And she's in this scene, it's really important, I think, for the audience. She says, I'm just staying drunk. She's not even trying to hide her alcohol in a water bottle or anything.
No, it's a flask.
She's got a flask out at school that Ryan saw,
Yeah.
And in the meantime,
she's not doing well.
no, and then she says to Summer, she's like, look, I don't have anybody and you've got everything. And what am I hurting I'm not hurting anyone. And Summer goes, because it's so frustrating and angry. She's angry and she sees that it's a real problem. I think Summer literally is at a loss for words. And the only thing that can come out is like, you're sad, sad, poor girl. And go off and, be lame. Or it's like what comes out of her mouth isn't usually as quick and witted. She kind of has to rely on like a hurt girl words, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But what's interesting for Marissa, when she said that, I thought about it and I was like, what is going on with her? But when you think about it, she doesn't have Ryan to take care of. She doesn't have Johnny to take care of. When she does, she keeps telling, she doesn't have anybody to take care of. And so she's lost her purpose in life. When this is like the life she has to live, she doesn't know what to do with herself. And that's kind of that's a total escape. So I think that's when Summer says she's spiraling, she's very, very true. Like when she doesn't know how to enjoy just moment to moment,
right,
without somebody to try and save.
Right. That's fair. Yeah, for sure.
Might as well start drinking.
Right.
Right. Might as well. I mean, geez.
A few years back, everybody was talking about CBD, and I was a little stressed, having a little bit of trouble sleeping. So I went in search for the right CBD for me. I tried so many different oils, and I spent quite a few dollars. And did it work? I don't know. So if you've ever wondered whether your CBD was working, that means it probably wasn't. Next Evo Naturals developed Smart Sorb technology, clinically proven to help your body absorb CBD 4 times better than regular CBD oil. Because oil just doesn't mix with your water-based body.
It works faster too. When you feel stress coming on, you won't waste time wondering, is it working? Next Evo's Smart Sorb technology improves CBD's ability to be absorbed, getting into your system in as little as 10 minutes. Most CBD oil found in tinctures, gummies, and capsules achieves between 2% and 10% absorption, which means more than 90% of what you think you're getting is actually wasted.
And they also have Next Evo Natural Stress CBD Complex with ashwagandha, clinically proven to reduce stress by 70%. Ashwagandha and CBD are a powerful combination, working together to target the source of rising stress hormones like cortisol.
I have so much trouble sleeping, and I love Next Evo CBD has helped me have a more restful sleep.
I have found that CBD works for me. And knowing that this CBD is actually absorbed and working to help relieve my stress, it's money well spent.
Get to the root of stress with the Stress CBD Complex from Next Evo Naturals. For up to 25% off subscription orders of $40 or more, use promo code OC at nextevo.com. That's NEXTEVO.com, promo code OC. But it's funny, you know, their first fight, Marissa and Summer, and they're like, well, we fought in the 5th grade when Marissa sat on the bus with Luke because Summer was engaged to Luke in 2nd grade. I was like, that's also accurate.
Right.
In that age.
Right.
The
right.
fights.
Right.
But yeah,
But
so
she calls him an emo. I mean, then Marissa comes back with, go back to your
An emo
emo
boyfriend.
boyfriend, your big mansion and your Beamer. I mean, it's like,
well, those are all facts.
I know, right?
She says, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So now Ryan does learn about Volchuk and he wants to talk to Volchuk and
That diner scene.
That diner scene, he's with Sadie and they overhear the guys being like, yeah, I bet she's like so
Did
hot.
you know who that
in
guy
the-"
was?
Yeah, who is he again? We talked about it.
JD Chaparro. He's the guy that's on Mayans.
Right, right. That's what.
Because I thought he looked so familiar. I
He's
thought,
cute, yeah.
Yeah, he's very cute. And they're talking about Marissa, and then Ryan like goes up to them and is like, meet me at the pier in the morning. I'm like, you could have just called Volchuk and be like, yo, bro, like treat her right.
Well, I thought, I think it was, there's a moment where, because we've been watching so many of these episodes, Robin, where we're like dissecting like what were the writers thinking, you know, or what's going on. And you keep seeing like Sadie and Ryan have this connection and I'm, you know, they keep trying to have a good time. And every time they have a good time, Marissa pops up or Volchuk and they have to overhear it. And Sadie, who seems like really cool, chill chick, who's like, it's okay. I'm not mad, but it's time to go. The mood's been ruined. I think she's way more sensitive. It's like on one hand, she acts very cool, but on the other hand, she's really bothered by this Marissa's being always in like ruining the mood, I guess. And she keeps saying, you know, things like, let's just not force it, which I think is a little, that's realistic, but at the same time, what are you going to wait for the perfect time? You know, you got to learn to get over things that are going to happen. But of course, when he's like, don't go back. But he does for the purpose of, I guess, drama. They want the audience to think that he's going to fight Volchuk.
He's very intensely looking at the guy from Mayans.
Do you need me to write that down? He's giving him that glare.
Yeah. But meet him at the pier in the morning and tell him to treat Marissa right.
Well, and then it was kind of a sweet scene, right? Where Volchuk,
and then Volchuk, you see Volchuk trying to care and actually listening.
Yeah, he says, you know, and he says she deserves to be treated right. And he's like, this is not what I expected from this guy. And, you know, and I was really, you know, you're proud of Ryan. He's like, I'm not taking care of her anymore. That's on you. And, you know, and that's like, has anybody ever said that to you? It's on you. You got to take care of this troubled girl now, which is kind of it's like a heavy weight.
Happens every time.
Happens every
Take her
time.
off my hands.
Take her off
I'm just kidding. And so the other thing going on is Sadie leaves without Ryan knowing.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of ruins it. And then he shows up the next day and
with flowers to say,
this,
please stay. And she's already gone.
Yeah, well, I mean, before when she was trying to sell the house, and he instantly goes, "What? You've replaced me with this guy?" And she's like, "Oh, he's bought the house." And then she goes, "And I'm done." And he says, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I gotta go. I'm selling the house." And then he convinces her to, you know, they keep having that connection, right? They have that connection. So,
but yeah, so.
Because Seth convinces him that he has to tell her
to stay.
To stay.
Yeah.
And she I think it's really shitty.
Yeah, she just leaves. It's, but then it just reminds you how
Wait,
young they are.
Doesn't somebody go to the train station to tell her not to leave, or that already happened?
Marissa
No.
does. This happens. So Marissa runs into Ryan at the only lifeguard stand that exists.
That he knows is her
apparently.
spot.
That he knows is Marissa's spot.
Yeah.
But Ryan's there sulking, and Marissa goes to sulk, and hey, they're both there. And then he tells her what happens, and so Marissa goes and finds Sadie.
Here's what's not consistent. Marissa sees, so she's feeling she has no purpose, but then he finds out that Sadie left. She goes and hunts Newport to find Sadie to help Ryan. But then and she does this really nice thing, but that makes her run to the bait shop to say, I need a drink. And he won't give it to her. But then she runs to the beach to say, I need drugs.
But yeah, so now we start to see the downfall.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the downward, well, as Summer would call it, the slut spiral, which is kind of harsh that, we can't. Okay. So it's very true that the show ages itself in that we use
Expressions
that you just cannot get away with nowadays. You wouldn't say slut and some other things that Volchek says in the next episode. You wouldn't get to say that, right?
You wouldn't.
But
I wanted to say when you go the pier scene when Ryan is meeting with the pier, the music was so intense and dramatic. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I wrote it down because it was like so intense.
Right.
When he was going to meet Volchek under the pier to be like, treat her right, man.
Yeah, and he's like, and he does it with, but also when Marissa is at her locker, I wrote, and Ryan sees her through the glass.
Yeah.
I wrote, oh, the music let us know it's really sad right now of her by herself. Because, that's what...
In case you don't know how to feel.
And he walks up and, the flash just perfectly drops out.
Of course.
And she goes, I gotta go. Yeah. Now,
also, the Summer and Marissa fighting when we both have those huge sunglasses on. And we're going through our little riff.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. The sunglasses
do you remember
were
shooting
hilarious.
that? I actually remember being there I remember some very vague memories of being there for that episode because, if you guys were there, we were there, and we show up and you guys are rude to each other. And that's when Julie's wearing another blue and pink pastel shirt, which I was like, whoa. But she just goes, sisters. But there's another thing going on with Julie.
Neil.
She's kind of walking on eggshells
because he says
him.
that the engagement is a trial.
What an asshole!
What an asshole!
Holy moly! When he goes, she's like, oh, dinner was lovely because Marissa didn't show up.
Right.
And she's got her head on his shoulder, and he says, dinner was lovely. And he goes, Julie, this engagement is a trial. What?
Yeah.
I just wanted to punch him.
Yeah, me too.
What?
Yeah.
Who do that? This trial, you don't get engaged if it's a trial. The dating's the trial.
Yeah. Agreed.
But
Idiot.
But I feel like she's walking on eggshells and
for sure.
Oh man. And it's
Such
not
a
Julie.
Dick move.
Yeah.
And Summer's really nice to Julie and supportive.
Yeah. When she goes, Neil, Marissa and I haven't, and she said, always had the best luck. She knows her dad well enough that she doesn't want to, she's fighting for them to work out.
Right.
Which is so cool, cute. I love that.
I know.
That's so nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Should we talk about Kirsten and Sandy since we were just talking about that?
Kirsten and Seth.
Kirsten, Sandy, and, because that's what it was. They were going to try and have this romantic night out. And then instead,
Kirsten takes Seth.
Yeah, they have a movie night that didn't work out so well.
Films. Have you ever seen any of those movies? I had a boyfriend that sat me down and made me watch some crazy war scene from one of those.
Really?
Yeah, it's all silent.
Which movie?
Black and white.
The Yakuza films?
Yeah. I hope I'm not mixing it up. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I'm not. But it was very intense, and I had to sit there and watch this one fight scene. And so I was like, I can relate to Summer so much.
That would be like me having a bottle of wine and going, I'm going to break out the OC DVD box set. Come on, everybody. And everyone's like, really?
Yeah. Oh, for sure you would.
That was wait,
no, we're going to watch the top 10 Julie Cooper, Nicole Cooper, Robert scenes from the OC. Everybody, gather around.
Let's go. Isn't this great?
Yes.
Which is so funny because the girl that I based Julie on is an actor, and she is the type of person that would literally. I think she was on Star Search once, and we'd be at her house for a party, and she'd put on videos of herself and make us watch
I
them.
don't understand people.
That's so
I
weird.
only
don't
did that to
understand
like
people.
my husband.
Well, yeah, sure.
Anyway, because I'm like, you need to see this. You need to know who you're getting involved with because this isn't a trial, right? Anyway, but they go. She chooses the next date, and she kind of surprises him to an AA meeting.
I thought that was kind of a nice, touching scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't seen Kirsten so much since she's gotten better. She's
Yeah,
the
her
mostly what
storylines
we've
have been a little weak.
She's been supportive and kind and kind of out there, but it's nice to remind us that in off screen she's doing so well. And I though 9 months is kind of a big deal. I'm surprised she's not like sharing it with her family, or maybe Sandy knows and we just don't,
Right.
But she does. This is why Kelly Rowan won an award, a Prism Award, for her portrayal. I think she did such a good job with, Seth doesn't know this, my son, but he's the reason I got sober, and the look on his face, and it was a very meaningful moment. That scene was one of my favorites.
The old guy in the beginning is funny.
So, I looked this up. Because I think it's interesting that we have so many of these character actors, and his name is Don Perry. He's passed now, I believe. But out of 85 credits on his IMDb, starting in 1995, he had 11 roles as the old man, because he's credited as the old man in this show. And I looked at his resume, and it was like old man, old man, old man,
Old man number one.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's cute.
so he was like, he's known as, but I thought, isn't that interesting? Casting directors might go, who do we get to play an old man?
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
does it
Let's
pop
look
up?
up
Old man Don.
But yeah, I shot my wife not once, but twice
Yeah.
accidentally.
Yeah.
But
Very
yes,
funny.
it was nice to remind us that she
Yes.
has that. And Kelly is such a lovely actor. So
Mhm.
the other thing that does happen that's really important is that Sandy, this is when I was like, wow, finally some drama from this storyline, the hospital thing and everything. He fires Matt.
Oh, right.
And I was so conflicted because he goes like, yep, you're fired. And it was Matt says, you know what? This guy's been taking payoffs or whatever from vendors forever. I know who I've gotten into business with. So because remember he had like a private investigator. So Matt's, he's not perfect, and he admits it and everything. He was like, yeah, but Griffin's even worse. And I'm kind of I was conflicted because he's like, Matt's like, I'm going to take my files. I'm going to, I've got proof. And Sandy takes the side of Griffin. And then of course, Griffin has him beat up, and it ends with Sandy saying like, who did this? And he's like, yeah, you don't know. But I thought there was, at least there's some drama in this thing, right?
Yes.
I don't know. But it was kind of a big dramatic thing. There's a lot of like glass in his apartment that they could break.
It was it was dramatic.
But maybe it was just me because I was like doing this on the chair and I was working out. And I'm like, yes, great. Finally, some
like
drama.
You were watching a fight, a boxing match or something.
I kept thinking like, what is Sandy doing that we're not seeing? And it just felt like he must be hopefully working behind the scenes. Like he must be, I can't believe he just took the Griffin's side and fired him and couldn't work it out, So in that respect, I think
We covered the episode.
we covered that episode, but Robin has some goodies for us.
I
some
found a few
actual
items.
costumes
I know,
from
that's
the
See if you
cool.
can guess who wore these things.
Oh, let's
All
guess.
right, she's
for
holding
example.
up a plaid short, not plaid,
A
I
plaid
guess,
button down, short
button
sleeve.
down.
Slim
Is it
fitting.
Penguin?
Yeah. Well, no, it's Marc Jacobs, but
Oh, it's a Marc
yeah.
Jacobs. Okay.
This is an actual shirt worn
Yes.
by one of the characters.
And it's a size small?
Yes, yes.
It's a Brody.
That's a Brody. If you're
You're-
listening to this, go to YouTube and watch.
You're right. See if you can find it.
How funny.
now
I love that
this-
you have this stuff.
Wait, can we
I
talk
just have
about
a
the
few
shirt you're
things.
wearing
Oh.
first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
I thought it was a free Marissa shirt, but never forget.
so
So
everyone.
I'm not sure what that's from now, because that wasn't when she was kicked out of school, right? Was this after she died?
So everyone, what she's wearing is a shirt that has the Free Marissa picture, but it
Image,
says
yeah.
"Never Forget." And for any of you out there, obviously we had the Free Marissa shirt. We know that was used in the episodes or in the seasons, but maybe we don't know how Never Forget was made. Maybe somebody out there knows, or maybe it was just done specially for you.
Or was it?
Or was it in the show?
It must have been in the show, though.
Away?
Was it
Did did Summer wear it?
Did you wear one of these at the very end?
You're asking me?
So
I remember you giving away or selling the free Marissa ones at school, right? You had a table of them at school, and you had like a fishnet version yourself or something with sleeves, different sleeves in it.
Maybe layered it or something.
Yeah, but I remember that. But then when looking at this
Never
today, I
forget.
thought,
it
I don't
seems
remember
like
now.
something Summer would wear.
Maybe so. Somebody out there will know.
Someone will know.
Somebody will know.
Now this T-shirt.
Oh, we're holding up a shirt and it says
The Valley.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Did I wear that on the
Things
show?
heat up in the valley.
Things heat up in the valley.
That was
very
the
true.
soap opera that
Yeah,
you guys watched on the show.
Yes.
But you must have worn it sometime on.
I must have worn it. That's so cool.
Okay.
What on earth?
Okay, this is a
Oh,
No, it's a polka dot printed dress.
Is that like a Marc Jacobs? No. What is that?
It's a kind of mauve color, blue and white. So we don't know who wore this. So we're asking our
I
fans
know who wore it.
to tell us who wore this.
It's a 0.
So
It's oh my God.
dress.
oh my gosh,
I don't know when you wore it, but you did wear it.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you wore it. It's yours.
I did wear a lot of these like style.
That's so
Kind of
cute.
vintagey looking. This one wasn't vintage, but a lot of vintage dresses too that were
Yeah, it's like a vintage cut though.
right.
Oh my gosh. It's very summer-esque.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's so
Okay,
cute.
so you do know who wore it.
I do know who wore it.
Okay.
Now this is
I
a
would've
tough
guessed
one. This is
Summer.
a tough one.
Oh boy.
That's a Marissa shirt.
I
And
don't think, but I don't.
Mhm.
It is a Marissa shirt.
When did she wear the shirt? I'll give you a clue.
oh, you know.
There was 4 of them.
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Yes.
This is
Spoiler.
This is the spoiler. This is the shirt she was
The
wearing when
last
she
shirt
died.
That's
she
right.
ever wore.
That's right. There was a bunch of them. That's why I even have one of these left.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Should I leave it here
I have chills.
Oh,
to hang up on the wall?
Hang up on
Oh,
the wall.
jeez, man.
Well, we're like, somebody would bid on that.
Wow.
Oh
These.
my
Let's have you
God.
guys
Jewelry?
Yes.
Oh, these are mine.
Oh.
These are
Oh,
Summer's.
wow.
Oh
You mean
my
they're
God, you have from our character necklaces we wore. Oh, this is like a bow. I
Mhm.
remember this.
This is the one I only remember. I remember for sure.
Oh my God,
With
the
the stars.
stars.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
this
Yeah,
was
little
Julie's
stars.
like if she actually had real diamonds.
Yes, probably.
Right?
Oh my
But we never
God.
actually had real diamonds.
No.
That's so funny. I
How do
always
you-
would like not want to wear bracelets. I don't like bracelets.
Okay, so I don't remember where it was worn, but maybe our listeners can tell us. But that's fabulous.
It's very Julie.
bling. It's very blingy.
Mhm.
Now this jewelry,
The
green.
green.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, thank you, Robin.
Well, yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
certainly.
this
Are you
is so
giving
fun
this
to
to us?
see.
I am. I
Wow.
am.
For keeps?
Yes, I'm giving you those. You guys, those were from your collection,
Oh my
from your stuff.
God.
So you
But the
Ten-
one with the little stars, I know
Finally.
it's the only one I know for sure you wore because our
This is
friend
cute.
Sherry Wax that makes all that jewelry with the little stars and stuff had a picture of you wearing it, I think, on her website or
Oh
something.
my God.
Now, can I ask you
Wow.
that because Sadie was a jewelry maker, how did you come up with that jewelry? Do you remember?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't remember. Did we see her jewelry that she'd made?
We do.
Yeah.
I'd have to see it and see what we used as the jewelry that she made. I can't remember.
She makes it on the show, and she's always wearing something that's very looking handmade. So I was curious if you did that.
I don't remember.
Do you remember?
Oh.
Do you remember the episode where it's the alternative universe, like the It's a Wonderful Life, where
Yes.
I get married to Sandy? Or no?
Is that where you wore the juicy tracksuit
Yes.
and a bunch of
Yeah, yeah,
jewelry?
yeah.
I do remember that.
Or no, I had to. That's what it was.
Oh,
I
wait.
had to take wedding photos with
The
Sandy.
juicy light pink.
Yeah,
zip-
didn't I wear a juice? Wasn't it? What's
was
her
a
name and
jumpsuit.
I?
Mhm.
all kinds of gold jewelry in it. The juicy.
You wore a yellow tracksuit, a bright yellow.
Was it
Why do I
yellow?
feel like
was
the
pink?
Holly was in it?
She showed up.
She did,
came
right?
back, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
God,
And it was
going
going to be
That's right.
Luke that came back, but he was either Chris was unavailable, so Chris Pratt came back, and Julie was having an
Chris Pratt.
affair with him while she was married to Sandy.
Do you remember Chris?
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, working with them?
Kind of hippie looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shay.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, he played Shay.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He was great. He was nice.
Oh, yeah.
He was there for a while. He was there for 5 or 6 episodes, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, he was.
Oh
yeah.
no, it was almost the whole season.
Was he there that
Fourth
long?
season, he was
It
there a
felt
while.
like-
Yeah, he was great.
Outdoorsy kind of, mountainy kind of guy,
Yeah.
right? Or kind
Yeah.
of hippie a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And funny. And funny,
So
funny,
funny.
funny.
So
Well-
funny. Oh my gosh, this is. I actually now I have something. With
Yeah, I
Summers.
Oh, yay.
You better keep this too.
Well, Oh my God, that's awesome.
That too.
Yeah,
when
I
it
want
comes
this.
up, the
Ooh,
episode
it's
when it comes
so
up,
soft.
you might need to wear that.
Things heat up in the valley.
No,
Oh
that
my
is that is
gosh.
Summer's show. And
This
you
one
know
I
what?
I think so.
This
I'm
is I'm
sure
gonna cherish.
It's possible that anything you had may have been.
Next time I see Josh, I'm not going to tell him, and I'm
Yeah.
just going to be wearing this and see what he
I
does.
saw Ben a couple years after, we were finished at a restaurant, and he sat and had lunch with us with some other customers. And at the end, we were out waiting for he said, this is one of my shirts I got from the show. I said, wow, that's great. So we were out waiting at the end for cars, and he goes, oh, I got to go back in and get some singles. I said, well, I have a couple singles. I said, Ben, I can't wait to see Josh Schwartz. I'm going to say, I ran into Ben McKenzie, and he's still wearing his stuff from the OC, and I had to give him some money. I said, don't tell him that. I never did.
Well, you can now.
Well, thank you
so fun, Robin.
much,
Thank you
Robin.
so
Yes,
much.
it was so much.
So
It was
lovely.
great. It was fun. I've learned so much today.
Sorry, we just sometimes we yap about all these characters and what's going on with them.
It was very funny. I'd forgotten how funny that show was.
Oh, yeah?
I watched it for a while. It was really funny.
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, when you rewatched it, how had you watched it? Did you watch it while we were shooting? Or
Yeah,
did you?
yeah. And then I think I've seen it since, but now that still hasn't been for a while.
Yeah.
So watching it, I was surprised how funny it was. And I noticed mostly Sandy's neckties, embroidered pockets.
I know he had some really fat, nice, beautiful
He did have
ties,
nice,
right?
serious ties.
Yeah.
I like a tie. I like a man in a tie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't really talk about my favorite outfit for Julie was the blue, which you had the blue sequins top, and we put a little blue head bandana in her hair. I thought that was really cute
Mm-hmm.
when she moves in and does a
my-
little dance.
Lots
My
of Sky.
prom-
Was that the name Sky? Those tops that kind of had a jewel or something in here.
Oh my God, a lot of jewels. Everything was
It's a big
bejeweled.
jewelry.
Right.
But my prom dress was Vera Wang, I remember.
That's right. That's right.
The
That was the
one
one that helped you zip up.
Yep, you zipped up my G-string.
Yeah. Yeah.
You fell off the stage in it, right?
Sure did.
That's right.
That's right. At least my G-string was attached.
Off
You
the
never know.
pirate ship. Off a pirate
Off a
ship.
pirate ship.
That's coming up. That's
Oh, wow.
coming up.
Coming up.
Wow.
Well,
Well-
Robin, thank you
Well, yes,
so much.
thanks you
I
guys. It
now
was so
have
fun.
I'm
glad
so
you had some items.
excited.
Yeah, I know. I'm so glad you do.
You've got some
So
stuff
excited.
from the OC.
Oh, I love it.
This with this underneath that, and then your Uggs that everyone signed. That's your.
I still have those.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
They took a
Wow.
picture of that.
I do. I should. Yeah, I should. Well, thank you so much, Robin. It's been
Oh, yes,
so
it's-
fun.
thanks
to
for
see
inviting me. It
you
was great
and
seeing you guys
talking to
again.
you,
Yes,
and
yes. It
Thank
was-
you so much for these things.
Yes, yes. Are they ever going to do another show, another OC, bring it back 20 years later, 15 years later?
I don't know.
I don't. Yeah.
TBD.
I think it was lightning in a bottle. Hard to recreate.
Well, we'll see you again one
Yes,
way or
yes.
another.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Follow, rate, and review. Welcome to the OC Bitches wherever you listen to your podcasts. If you like to watch us, check it out on YouTube.
Bye, bitches. Bye.
Welcome to the OC Bitches is brought to you by Cast Media. Executive produced by Colin Thompson, Harris Lane, produced by Katie Curtright.
Edited by Parker Flores and our technical engineers, Travis Holden and Dustin Park. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to start with the pilot episode and catch all of our episode recaps.